Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we unpack your sources to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge.
Yep.
Today, we're embarking on a truly special deep dive, focusing on the distilled wisdom from 21 incredible quality leaders.
21, wow. That's quite a lineup.
It really is. This compilation comes from the QP Diaries, the Playbook, a curated audio series, and it's just packed with insights for anyone in quality assurance or, honestly, anyone navigating complex professional landscapes.
Absolutely. And we're talking specifically about the qualified person,
Yeah.
the QP role here.
Exactly. These are the ultimate guardians of patient safety in the pharmaceutical industry. The individual is legally responsible for certifying that every batch of medicine meets those rigorous quality standards before release.
A huge responsibility.
Immense. And for many, that journey involves the VBA, a pretty demanding oral examination.
Right. And each of these leaders we'll talk about shared a pivotal piece of advice, a key insight from their careers. Our mission today is really to distill those aha moments for you.
Yeah, connect the dots between their experiences and the core principles of quality and leadership.
Exactly. You'll hear practical tips, reflections on tough situations, and, well, a lot about the human element behind making sure medicines are safe and effective.
So let's unpack this. Let's start where many of these journeys begin. The path to becoming a qualified person and preparing for that daunting VVA exam.
Good starting point. These first insights offer invaluable guidance, not just for that specific path, but really for developing a mindset for any high-stakes professional situation.
Okay, so kicking us off, we heard from Vicky. She offered some crucial advice for VVA prep. She emphasized you just can't practice scenario questions enough because it feels so odd, so unnatural when you first start having to articulate your complex thought processes out loud under pressure.
It really does. It's a skill in itself.
And she reminded us that common sense and teamwork are critical. You'll never cover every single real-world scenario just with practice alone. It really highlights how much of the QP role is practical judgment.
It does.
Yeah.
And what stands out to me from Vicky's point is that in quality, where unexpected things happen all the time, it's about building a foundational approach. It combines deep knowledge with, adaptable real-time problem solving.
Right.
That's way more valuable than just memorizing facts.
And speaking of foundations, Graham Clark shared a surprising insight about his own background.
Oh, yeah.
He explained that coming from a production background, it can actually be a huge asset for a QP. It gives you this deep, almost intuitive understanding of processing, critical parameters, quality attributes, all that stuff that helps immensely in real-world scenarios.
That makes sense. You've seen it.
Exactly. And he even admitted feeling like an imposter at first, which I think so many of us can relate to when stepping into a demanding new role.
Oh, absolutely. That imposter feeling Graham described is incredibly common. What his experience highlights is how often we maybe undervalue non-traditional pathways into specialized roles.
Good point.
A diverse background can bring unique strengths, a practical perspective that's just invaluable. It gives you a different lens, maybe helps apply that common sense Vicky was talking about.
Another perspective that really resonated with me came from Marie. She offered this powerful reminder about humility and continuous learning.
Humility, okay.
Her advice was, don't be afraid to ask stupid questions. Or, crucially, to change your mind when new information comes to light. She stressed that humility and continuous learning are far more valuable than pretending you know everything.
That is so refreshing, especially in a field like quality assurance.
Isn't it?
Yeah, because in our work, where even a small, stupid question could potentially prevent a huge recall or a patient safety issue, Marie's emphasis on humility becomes like a critical safety mechanism.
That's a great way to put it, a safety mechanism.
It ensures all the information gets surfaced.
Right. And Marie's call for humility and continuous learning, it actually ties in really nicely with what Ilona Stazowska advised for the QP application itself.
Okay, Ilona, what'd you say?
She emphasized starting your QP application early. Use it as a living to-do list, focusing on identifying those experience gaps. But crucially, she advised prioritizing understanding risks and patient safety over trying to memorize every single minute detail.
Ah, yes. That's a common pitfall, isn't it? Getting bogged down in the minutia.
Totally.
Ilona's point really streamlines the learning. Focus on the why and the impact. That truly prepares you for the high-stakes decision-making of the QP role, rather than just, becoming a walking textbook.
Exactly. Now, a tough but incredibly important lesson came from Phil Rose.
Okay.
He shared that if you face a setback, like an unsuccessful VVA, it is absolutely not the end of your career.
That's important to hear.
It really is. His key takeaway was to lean heavily on your strong support network, mentors, family, colleagues, to help you regroup and move forward. Given the immense pressure of the QP role, this advice isn't just about bouncing back. It's about building a foundation for sustained, high-pressure decision-making.
Yeah, that highlights the emotional resilience required, doesn't it? Beyond just the technical stuff, Phil's insight really emphasizes that a support network is, well, it's a critical lifeline in those tough professional moments.
Lifeline, definitely.
It reminds us that even the most accomplished people face hurdles and need that community to keep going.
Building on that idea of resilience and moving forward, Mark gave some incredibly strategic advice for VVA success.
Strategic, Jay.
He stressed that for the VVA, practical application of knowledge is paramount. He urged trainees to move beyond just theoretical understanding.
Right, show you can do it, not just know it.
Exactly. And he also advocated actively pursuing full supply chain experience. And this is key, never neglecting your mental and physical well-being.
That's solid gold advice from Mark. It is about demonstrating competence, not just reciting facts. And that holistic approach to prep, including well-being, often overlooked but vital for sustained performance in such a demanding field. It's investment in yourself, really.
Absolutely. Then Stephen reinforced the power of connection, echoing that theme of support. He noted your support network is a vital, lifelong tool. Don't just rely on it for the VVA, but for every challenge, every new situation in your career.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop after the exam.
Not at all. And he also encouraged being willing to grasp new opportunities and empower your team to learn, even if it means, making mistakes along the way.
That speaks directly to fostering a growth mindset, not just for individuals, but for whole teams.
Yeah.
Trust and psychological safety are key enablers of learning. They create an environment where innovation and continuous improvement can actually happen, rather than people being paralyzed by fear of failure.
So true. Finally, for this segment, Damian Larrington gave us a powerful self-assessment tool.
Oh, interesting. How so?
He advised that before you even embark on the QP journey, you should truly assess if you are the right person for it. Are you comfortable with risk-based decisions? Quick thinking. Handling a degree of stress.
That's a different angle.
It is. Then, he said, relentlessly practice articulating your decisions and engage your network for mock VVAs.
So this kind of flips the script from, can I learn this stuff, to, am I actually wired for this kind of role?
Exactly.
It's about those intrinsic qualities that complement the knowledge you acquire. It sets you up for long-term success and, frankly, job satisfaction. Knowing yourself, your tolerance for pressure and ambiguity, that's just as important as knowing the regulations.
Spot on. Okay, let's transition now. We've talked about the personal journey. Let's broaden out to the landscape of leadership, fostering a quality culture, and effectively managing people within the quality sphere.
Yeah, good transition. Because these next insights really underscore that quality is deeply intertwined with human interaction, with organizational dynamics.
Yeah.
It's not just about processes on paper.
Not at all.
It's about the people who execute them, innovate on them, and continuously improve them.
So Uche Ekwazor made it crystal clear the QP role is fundamentally about people.
Okay, people first.
He emphasized prioritizing, giving back your experience to those coming up behind you, mentorship.
Nice.
And he also highlighted that to foster a true quality culture, you must always clearly communicate the why behind decisions and changes. I think that why is just so crucial for getting buy-in.
Oh, absolutely. Understanding the why is an incredibly powerful motivator. It transforms compliance from feeling like a burden into a shared purpose. It creates a robust quality culture where everyone feels invested and truly understands how they contribute to patient safety. It's the difference between just following rules and actually owning the outcome.
Adherence versus ownership. I like that.
Yeah.
Next, Dick offered some really practical advice on leveraging expertise.
Okay, Dave.
He stressed, don't assume you'll know everything. Instead, actively seek out and rely on your subject matter experts, your SMEs. And he also made a point about getting out of your office. Go talk to people across all departments, gain real process understanding, and build that rapport. This proactive engagement, Dave suggests, it feeds directly into fostering that quality culture we were just talking about.
Exactly. True knowledge transfer. It doesn't just happen through documents or emails, does it?
No way.
It's about genuine engagement, building bridges across functions, creating an environment where problems get identified and solved collectively. That's how you truly understand the nuances beyond the written procedures.
And speaking of that collaborative environment, Rebecca Rutter described collaboration as mission critical.
Mission critical, strong words.
Because quality is truly everyone's responsibility. She advised that leaders must cultivate a culture of trust, speaking up, and curiosity. That allows QPs to bring broader value beyond just ticking compliance boxes.
Yeah, what stands out there is the active role of leadership in shaping the environment where quality can actually thrive.
Right, it's proactive.
It's not just about enforcing rules. It's about building a culture that empowers people to contribute beyond their immediate job descriptions, fostering that collective ownership.
And from Adrian Zara, we heard a similar sentiment about collective knowledge. No single QP knows everything.
You hear that theme a lot.
You do. It makes collaboration across teams and departments absolutely essential. He emphasized that when leading, you must clearly communicate the why behind decisions to foster understanding, especially, he said, in high-stress situations like organizational restructuring.
Oh, that insight on managing complex change is invaluable. Clarity and purpose, especially when things are uncertain, can cut through apprehension, resistance. It brings teams together towards a common goal, even when the path ahead feels a bit rocky. It builds confidence.
It really does. Kevin Curry echoed a similar sentiment about leveraging collective knowledge.
Okay, Kevin.
He underscored, again, QPs aren't expected to know everything. Building meaningful relationships and leveraging the expertise of your network is paramount. And he reminded us that your dedication, your hard work, should always be driven by a focus on the patient.
Yeah, it's such a powerful combination, isn't it? That humility about your own knowledge, combined with this fierce dedication to the ultimate beneficiary, the patient,
Yeah.
that patient-centric view, it grounds all the decisions in the most important why. It gives real purpose to building those relationships and networks.
And Chris Howell focused on the profound impact of QP decisions.
Right, the consequences.
He stated that as a QP, your decisions directly impact patient safety, so you must always think about the end user. But he also wisely noted that it's as much about the power to say yes, finding solutions, as it is about saying no when necessary.
That truly captures the essence of the QP role, I think. It's not just being a gatekeeper.
No.
It's about being a facilitator of safe and effective solutions for patients, being a pragmatic problem solver, finding pathways to compliance and release, rather than just being a barrier.
A facilitator, yeah. And building on that idea of enabling solutions, Catherine Kay offered some profound insights on organizational development.
Okay, Catherine. OD focus.
She highlighted that investing in your people cultivates a powerful culture of continuous improvement, collaboration, and organizational resilience. And she reiterated, again, QPs aren't isolated decision makers. Always leverage your internal subject matter experts.
Yeah, if we connect that to the bigger picture, Catherine's articulating the direct link between investing in human capital and overall business success.
Right.
With QPs kind of at the heart of that. A strong, empowered workforce, continuously learning, collaborating. That's the foundation of lasting quality and organizational resilience.
Absolutely. Finally, for this segment on leadership and people, Richard Smalley shared advice about mentorship and, importantly, self-preservation.
Self-preservation, okay. That's vital.
He stated that a QP sponsor is crucial for guiding, coaching, providing honest feedback throughout your journey. And as you grow, he said, learn the importance of setting boundaries and saying no to overcommitment to protect your own well-being.
This raises such an important question for all professionals, really. How do we empower people to prioritize their well-being in these demanding industries without compromising quality? Richard's point is critical for long-term career sustainability, for avoiding burnout. It's about sustaining the quality professional themselves.
So important. Okay, let's turn our attention now to some specific technical challenges, risk management, and maybe look a bit towards the future of quality, especially with advancing technology.
Yeah, this segment really emphasizes the evolving nature of quality. It demands both sharp technical insight and, well, forward-thinking adaptability. Landscape is constantly shifting, requiring continuous learning and critical thinking from QPs.
Definitely. And Mukesh Patel gave us a very important, maybe stark warning about a common yet often overlooked risk.
Oh.
He urged us to recognize that artwork-related errors are a significant source of product defects and recalls.
Artwork, really?
Yeah. He said QPs must be proactive problem solvers to mitigate these unique risks, contributing value beyond just the obvious technical stuff. I have to admit, artwork errors wouldn't have been top of my list of critical risks.
It is surprising, isn't it? What's fascinating there is how a seemingly minor detail like artwork can have such a profound direct impact on patient safety and product integrity.
Incredible.
It truly highlights the incredible breadth of a QP's responsibility. It covers every single detail that could affect the patient or, mislead a healthcare provider.
Wow. Okay, next up, Robin Railton. He focused on operational excellence.
OpEx. Good stuff.
He stressed the importance of immersing yourself in operations. Really deeply understand the product, the people, the processes, get out there.
Boots on the ground.
Exactly. And he also advised striving for a constant state of control and compliance rather than these fluctuating peaks and troughs, which inherently increases risk.
That's such a core philosophy for any quality professional, isn't it? Proactive, consistent control versus reactive, inconsistent efforts.
Right.
It's about embedded quality, not just check-the-box compliance at the end. It makes me think how much more efficient and safer operations become when that state of control is consistently maintained.
Absolutely. Now, Adam Walker provided a very clear ethical compass for QP decision-making.
An ethical compass.
Maybe. He advised that when you're faced with those difficult gray area decisions, you should always apply the granny test.
The granny test. Love it.
What decision would you make if it directly impacted your own family? Always be a steadfast advocate for the patient.
That's such a powerful analogy. It just cuts through immense complexity, doesn't it?
It really does.
Brings the focus right back to the moral imperative of the role, the human impact of every single decision. It's a simple yet really profound way to prioritize patient safety above everything else, especially when the path isn't totally clear.
So true. And to wrap up our deep dive into these leaders, Phoebe Clough shared her ultimate priority.
Okay, the final word from Phoebe.
She underscored that patient safety is the absolute paramount priority for every QP. The patient is our ultimate employer.
Can't argue with that.
No. And she also added, always challenge information, even information coming from emerging technologies like AI. Approach it with a skeptical yet open mind to ensure quality knowledge.
That combination is so vital. Skeptical but open. It makes me wonder about the future, How do QPs maintain that critical human oversight, that healthy skepticism? How do they apply the granny test, even when AI and machine learning become more integrated into pharma processes and, seemingly have all the answers?
That's the big question, isn't it? And that brings us to the end of this incredible deep dive into lessons from 21 quality leaders. Wow. It's been an absolute privilege to distill these profound insights, bringing them together to see that bigger picture.
It really has. Each of these conversations offered such a unique and invaluable perspective. It just reinforces the complexity, the responsibility, and frankly, the immense value of the qualified person role.
Wow.
We hope you found these nuggets of wisdom as inspiring and informative as we did, shedding light on the critical thinking and that essential human element behind quality.
We absolutely want to extend a heartfelt thank you to every single guest who shared their story and their expertise on the QP Diaries. Their generosity in sharing experiences truly empowers the next generation of quality leaders, and really anyone looking to navigate complex professional worlds with greater insight.
Definitely. If you're eager to hear more from any of these remarkable individuals, remember the full-length podcast episodes of the QP Diaries are available wherever you get your podcasts. As we look to the future, with AI poised to transform, every industry, perhaps the greatest quality insight from these leaders isn't just what they know, but how they think. How will you apply that granny test of ethical decision-making or embrace the humility to ask those stupid questions when the algorithms seem to have all the answers and the pressure to just say yes might be immense? It's something to think about.
Definitely something to think about. This series, the QP Diaries, the Playbook, was brought to you by AssureBio. Thank you so much for joining us on the deep dive, and we look forward to uncovering more essential knowledge with you next time.